Après, hein? So good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to try my best to guide the meditation on bodhicitta. So Nico asked me if I could guide this meditation because I'm here for a few days, and I was thinking about the topic I would like to talk about. And usually, if I have any topic to talk about, it's bodhicitta. So I always come back to this topic. And yeah, I guess it's because that's everything. No? That's the cause of happiness, actually. There is no other cause of happiness than bodhicitta. So it's good if we can dig, understand it, analyze it, practice, train. Because as I heard a few times a teacher saying, emptiness is quite difficult to understand, and to gain a very solid and deep understanding takes a very long time. But when we understand very deeply, intellectually, it's going to be easier to realize. And they said usually it's the opposite for bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is conceptually, it's quite easy to understand, right? But it's very difficult to realize. So I think it's a topic we can really learn to understand the method already and the meaning, but also to analyze it. I remember Geshe Dorje Damdul one time he said, with emptiness we have to be very precise. There is a method, and we have to follow this method very precisely. There is some steps, but with bodhicitta we can be more creative. We can really there is steps, of course. There is a method taught, but we can also create a lot of examples very alive for our mind to feel, because I think as beginners, at the point we have to start to feel something at the heart level, like to feel, because bodhicitta is a wish for all beings to be free from suffering, and it's very connected to love, because if I want them not to suffer anymore, it means I want them to be happy. And the whole thing is like it's intellectual at the beginning, but at some point it has to become very something that we experience, that we feel like we want to take action, we want to do it, we want to do whatever possible to alleviate the suffering of anyone without any distinction. And that's what is probably very difficult, right? To have this sense of equanimity. So we can start by 1 minute, maybe even some moment, to settle our motivations to do this meditation. Because now we are going to try to have some taste of wanting for all beings to be happy and to be free from suffering. And why it is our motivation is because if we look at the world, we can see, there is so much suffering, so many different kinds. Mental suffering, emotional suffering, physical sufferings, so many different levels, and everybody has some different experiences. But at the end, it's exactly the same, no? We suffer, and that's not what we want. And if we could stop it immediately, we would. And we want to be happy, and not only a little bit happy, or happy every second day, or just 1 hour a day. We want full, 100%, all the time, happiness, lasting, never stopping happiness. And we are all the same in this way. So if we take the responsibility now, I'm so fortunate, I met the Dharma. I'm so fortunate. I can develop my mind, and I can develop this method, this amazing method taught by the Buddhas. I can fulfill the wishes of others, and this will be the reason I become happy, actually. I don't have to look for my own happiness. Just taking care of others, making them happy, taking this very strong responsibility. I'm going to dedicate each and every breath that I take for the happiness of others. This will be the cause of my happiness. I have nothing else to do, actually. And usually that's not what we think. So we have to train to see the benefits. So we have to wish to develop it, because that's the cause for other happiness and for our own happiness. And so there is two methods that was taught to develop bodhicitta, and both methods, they start by one first step. So in the method of exchanging, equalizing and exchanging self with others, this is the first step, like equalizing means equanimity. We see all beings in the same way. We don't make any distinction anymore. And in the other method, sevenfold cause and effect, this is a prerequisite of the seventh step, actually, but it's also compulsory. We need this. We need equanimity, because now we can see we have compassion, right? We all have compassion, whatever the degree, even if it's only for our close friends or close family, or for our cats or dogs, and we don't have compassion even for the next people in the next city, I mean, because we don't know them and it's difficult to feel connected to people we don't know. But for people we know and people we love, we can see definitely there is compassion. There is even people who give their own kidney to their family members, because they want them to be free from sickness. It's quite incredible. This is very strong compassion to have this. And usually whoever we know, if we can feel some connection, some closeness with them, even a puppy in the street we find very cute, if there is something to do, we will give just one biscuit or something, but if there is something we think we can do, we are going to do it. Why? Because we feel close, we feel connected. And this is just showing that compassion is already within us. There is not something we are going to learn from the beginning. It's already there. We just have to learn to remove what stop it to spread. So this is just a training. There is nothing really to fabricate or to create. It's already there, but it's like a little seed. Now we need to water it day after day after day, that it can grow fully. And we have this potential already within us. So these two methods, they are based on equanimity. So I thought maybe we just, today we focus on equanimity, because without equanimity, we'll never develop bodhicitta, actually. And this is a step we feel, equanimity, okay, we are all the same, we all want to be happy. What is the next step? But actually, it's not like this, no. It's not just what is the next step. It's a very difficult step, actually. We can see our mind is so quick to judge. Oh, I like this person, I don't like. I like better, I like less. Yes, no, and I like you, and you do something, and suddenly I don't like you so much anymore. It's very quick, it's changing, it's moving all the time. Even people, very good friends, or even family, sometimes even family members, there is one problem, and suddenly all the love and care just vanish, and they don't talk to each other for years and years, and sometimes they never talk to each other even at all. So we can see how it's not so simple, actually, to develop equanimity, and it's something we can, I think, just this step, if we can reach already equanimity without the rest, it's just like, it's make huge difference in life. If we can look at everybody, we go out, and anyone we see the same. Like His Holiness Dalai Lama, he say, I meet everybody, I see everybody as my friend. And honestly, that's not what I feel yet. So it means I have to work on it. And so that's why I thought maybe I guide a meditation on the first step, on equanimity. And I'm going to take an example of Venerable Rubina. So I hope I will not make any mistake, or, because I'm sure I will not do it as clearly and amazingly as she's doing. But the first time I heard this example was very, very meaningful for me. So let's do that. So we can, probably you did already, but we can take a comfortable position to make this meditation and relax and leave aside all the problems and all the concern and all the thought about yesterday, about tomorrow, and just take 3 deep breaths to release. The first breath, we release the past. And the second breath, we release the future that is not to come yet. And the third breath, we just come back completely the mind in the body and the body in the cushion or the chair we are sitting on. And we are going to imagine that we're just having a conversation together, right? So I'm telling you about my friend John. He has terrible headache all the time, every day. He took so many different types of medicines, but it's not working. So it starts to affect his daily life, right? Because sometimes he cannot go to work, sometimes he cannot spend time with his family, or sometimes he has to cancel a birthday party he was invited at. So it's very difficult, right? It's like painful, but not only this, because it starts to affect daily life and so also mind, also emotional level is affected. Joy is slowly decreasing in his life. So I'm telling you about my friend John, who has so much difficulties and so much pain. And you feel, oh wow. Yeah, I know what is headache. I had some already. Sometimes very intense also, so I can relate, Oh, yes. So now you imagine my friend John and you feel, oh, this is very difficult actually. I'm so sorry for John. And you really feel it. Oh, yes. You can imagine how it's painful and difficult to have this kind of problems. But usually it doesn't last too long, right? So you feel very sorry and you even say it, I'm so sorry, I hope you will feel better. And you mean it, of course. You really hope. You really wish good for John. But you never met John. I'm just telling about him. So very quickly you are going to forget that. It's very normal because we hear so many stories about people having pain and suffering. We cannot remember all of them. I mean, not yet, at least. So after we finish to talk and you go back to your life and you doing already so many things for so many people, then you just forget John, Then one day, we are meeting again, you and me, and we go to there is a tea party, and there is few friends invited, and I'm saying like, oh, may I introduce my friend John? And so you say, oh, is it your friend John you talk about with headache? Yes, it's him. Oh, and you start to talk. Oh, I'm sorry, John, I heard you have headache. I had also some, and I know it's very painful. And you talk with John, and you explain also what he's going through. And now you can put a face, and you have some interaction with John, so you feel a little bit more wish, John is a very kind person, I really like him. So it's so unfair, I would like him not to have this pain anymore, And you start to even look for maybe little remedy, oh, my mother, when she had headache, she was taking this plant or this medicine, maybe you should try, Maybe it will help you. So your concern is growing a little bit now. You try to find some little solution, right? And through the weeks and months, you really become very, very good friend, very close friend with John. Now he becomes a very, very dear person to your heart. So you call often to ask news about his headache and about life in general. You offer to come home and help and do whatever, and you look for more advices from other people, what they do when they have headache. So your concern is growing again and again with your friendship and connection with John. And we know how it feels, right? When we feel very concerned, there is someone that we know who suffer, but we try our best to help, but we cannot really take off. We cannot really release 100% this suffering. So we really feel so concerned and so much empathy, so much compassion. If we could, we would do something. We would put a lot of effort to be able to help this person. So now we feel the same with John, and we know what it is to feel. But then one day, John is doing something very mean to us, very, very mean. Whatever it is you can imagine, because we will have different experience and it would be different for each person. So just something very mean that we cannot accept. And we think it's just impossible to be friends with this person anymore. Even if we were very close and I like this person so much and I have so good memories with John, but no. This is definitely not acceptable. I don't want to be friends with this person anymore. It's finished. It's over. So you stop talking to John, of course. You stop meeting John. And you stop being concerned about his suffering. And even if you and me, we meet again, and I tell you about John's headache, you feel, yeah, it's his problem, no, right? He's not nice anyway, so why should I be concerned about him? No, he's not nice, man. He did this and that to me. He's very unkind, So I don't want to hear about this anymore. I'm not feeling concerned. He has headache, it's his problem. Even unfortunately, sometimes can be to the point like, yeah, good, he has headache, because he's not nice anyway, so he deserves to have problems. Sometimes, unfortunately, our mind go that far, right? So all our compassion and concern and empathy is gone. We don't want John to be happy anymore, or to be free from suffering anymore. Not interested. But now comes a big question. In these three stages, in these three steps in my relation, in your relation with John, is any difference in his headache when I didn't know him, when I was very close friends? when I reject completely helping or being concerned? Is there any difference in the level of headache of John, you know? If I stand up and go to sit in his shoes, it's exactly the same, right? All this time, during all these months or maybe years, it's exactly the same headache. And I feel it's quite shocking, actually, to realize that our concern for others is based on what they do for us. Only if they are kind to us, we want to help them to stop suffering, right? At some level, of course. Even if we have good hurt, but still, if we really investigate, we can see it's mostly like this. We offer our love and care and compassion according to what people do to us. But from their side, absolutely no difference. Whatever they do to me, being kind, being a stranger, being mean, they do suffer exactly in the same way. And probably it's one of the key points that Venerable Robina, she did it was an example, it was not a meditation, so she was saying the story. But I feel it was very shocking for me to realize this, because I think I knew it, but I never heard this so straightforwardly, you know, like our mind, our heart are so biased. And usually we think, yeah, it's normal. I mean, why should I help this person? She's very mean to me, right? And that's probably one of the main reasons we are blocked. We cannot develop empathy and compassion, and even great compassion and bodhicitta if we have this kind of unequanimity. We are blocked. So it means we are blocking ourselves to be happy. Not only we don't help others, but we are blocking ourselves to be happy. Because we don't understand that we are so self-centered that we think, as long as this person, they don't do something to me, or they did something mean to me, I cannot fully take the responsibility of their happiness. It has to depend on something they do first to me, and they maintain it also. If they change, I'm going to change also. So it's probably the first step we have to investigate and to really dig in it and look and see in daily life, you know. Because now we are sitting in this cushion or on our chair, and we think of it. And I think to see how we interact with people in this self-centered way, it's already extremely beneficial, because usually in daily life people, they would even agree. If I say this person was mean to me, I don't want to hear anymore, I would not help. They would say, yeah, of course. It doesn't mean I have to go. If this person is not kind, doesn't mean I have to go and expose myself to be harmed or to be abused. The training is in the mind, you know, the training is inside. I can also stop meeting someone and having a relation with someone if this person is too abusive, of course. But usually we don't do only this. We also reject completely our concern for their happiness. And this is the part we can work on. And so when we stand up for our cushion or our chair, what we can do is training in daily life, not to recognize. We can, what I like to do, for example, is like when I go to a big crowd, being a teachings, being an airport, being a railway station, shop, or even any assembly, like with more than a few people, because I don't know, for me it's working well when there is big assembly, because I just look around and I see so many faces. Sometimes there is some friends who came with me, and most of them, I really don't know them at all. I have no clue what they are going through. You know, I really absolutely never met them before, in this life at least. And some people already I judge very quickly, because the mind is so quick. I look at someone doing something I don't like. I don't know, let's say there is a dog going around and someone is going to beat the dog. Immediately I feel, oh, bad person. Oh, I don't like this person. Finish. My compassion, my friendship gone immediately. So I can see, you know, my mind is already putting people in their boxes, friends, enemies, strangers. And so when I catch this, I immediately try to turn this and to create a new habit in my mind, like, yeah, but it doesn't matter, you know, what they do, how they treat me, how they treat others. They suffer. Physically, emotionally, mentally. Even if I don't know what they are going through, it's the same, not because I know what is suffering. I don't have to read a book about what it is to suffer, right? I know. And anyone we meet, anyone we hear about, anyone at all, you know, even people we never see, any sentient beings, they do suffer. And they hope so much to be happy. There's absolutely no distinction, you know. The way they treat us doesn't change anything. So what we have to learn first is to recognize how they suffer, to recognize they do suffer, they are exactly like me. There is no difference. Even if we put people in boxes like friends, enemies, and strangers, still there is no difference in their suffering and their wish to be happy. And this is the foundation to be able to develop compassion, great compassion, and bodhicitta. And there is no other way to be happy for ourselves also. If we want to be happy, if we want to be able to help, to release the suffering, then we have to understand this. And when we understand, after we have to train again and again, every day, every minute, because we have this very strong habituation in our mind to treat people according to how they treat us, to wish happiness only for people who are causes, who seem to be causes for our own happiness. So we can take a minute to think of this. Now we can dedicate and create this wish in our mind. Like now we want to develop this equanimity towards all sentient beings, each and every sentient beings. And this wish, we are going to keep it during the day, day after day. And that's what is going to transform our mind. So now we are going to create a new habit, positive habit in our life, and it's going to be beneficial for us and for others around us, because our attitude is going to change, our love is going to grow, our compassion is going to grow. So already now our life is going to be happier, and people around us are going to be happier, probably in our contact also, or more relaxed at least, more safe also. To this wish and this energy we are creating, we can dedicate, we can offer it. That it becomes a cause for more harmony in the world and more happiness, until it becomes a cause for infinite happiness of all sentient beings, without even leaving one behind. And also for the long life of our teachers, because without them we cannot be guided properly and perfectly in this path and develop our qualities. So for their long life and good health, and they always stay and teach and systems our hands. And also for the Holy Dharma to be preserved and to spread in all directions to benefit all sentient beings. And we are going to keep this intention and wish through this day and the next days. And train and train and train. Every day, every minute, because it's a long process. Thank you very much. And have a nice day.